And there are 3 ways we concatenate. But we'll focus on 2 of them and we'll just talk about the last one. The reason being that you hardly use the last one. Let's just say concat. That's be right. You hardly use the last one. So, concatenation. Another name for it is string operation. We use it with strings most times. Now, what concatenation is just about is tying 2 texts together, tying 2 strings together, tying them together. So it's like you are using rope to tie 2 things together, or like a welder joining 2 metals together. That is what concatenation is. But this time around, instead of joining 2 metals together, we are joining 2 strings together. So the syntax for concatenation is the plus sign. This plus sign is the syntax for concatenation. So when you put it between two strings, it will tie the 2 strings together. For instance, let's say I have a string here and I have another string here. This plus now we tie the 2 of them together. So when we print this, we will see them being joined together. Yeah, do you get it, sir?
Yes.
Now without this plus, this will throw an error. I think this one will still work, but yeah, this will still work. But then it's always good when you have 2 strings, you join them together. Now, but let's make it more interesting. Let's say name equals to type. So I want to display my name is name. You know, if I say print name, what will this give me if I run this code?
It will give type.
No, sir. Look at it again.
Oh, print name. It will print name. It will print name.
Exactly, sir. It's going to print name because this is within quotes like this. But if I remove the quotes and I say print name, this is going to print type.
Yeah.
So, but I want to now say print my name is this name.
Have you started recording the class?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So I want to print my name is this name. So if I run this, what will this give me?
My name is name. Yeah, it will print. It will give you my name is name.
Exactly, sir. So in order to make it say this name, this must be outside the quotes. Do you get it, sir?
Yes.
But taking it outside the quotes is throwing an error. It's throwing an error. If you run it, you will see error. Even if there is a space there, you see throw an error. What happens is that you are not allowed to just join a string with a variable like this. Python does not allow us to. They must be tied together. So this plus sign now, we tie this with this. So when we run it, we are going to get my name is Taye. Any questions, sir?
No.
Okay. Now, if there is no space here, you get my name is Taye, but there will be no space between is and this name here. Now, you may argue that, but there's a space here. But you see all of these spaces that are not inside the quotes, they will be ignored. Python will remove them. All of these spaces, they don't matter. Python will remove all those spaces. Only those spaces within quotes is, anything in quotes will be read the exact way it is written. It will be read exactly like that. So if I put 5 spaces, all of these 5 spaces then will be applied because they are inside the quotes. Any questions, sir?
It's fine.
Okay, sir. But you see this plus sign, like I said, it is used to join a string with another string or with a variable. But you cannot use it to join a number with a string. What do I mean? Now, I want us to play with something. We'll comment out this part. I'll say print. What will this give us, sir?
5 plus 8. That's 13.
Thank you, sir. 13. Yeah,
13.
this is going to give us 13. What about this? What will this give us?
It will print 5 plus 8.
It's going to give 58.
Yes, it will be 5 and 8. Okay.
That's tied them together.
Together.
And this is still different from this one. This, now everything is inside quotes now, even with the plus itself. So it will just sit as ordinary text. It will print exactly 5 plus 8.
5 plus 8, yeah.
This is our main concern. This 5 plus this 8, we are joining them with this symbol. Now because these two are strings, it will concatenate them. If they were to be numbers, it would have added them. But because they are strings, it will concatenate them. Any questions, sir? Now, if one of them were to be a string, and the other were to be a number, this is going to throw an error. We cannot concatenate a string with a number. It's either they are both numbers or they are both strings. And if you observe, we've treated a case like this before, whereby we did something like this. Let's look at this program. This is not going to work. Right? This is not going to work. Our reason is this. Input your age. Let's assume the user entered 10. Age becomes 10. But remember I said whatever we get using an input is always a string. So this is going to give us, you will be, this age is a string, right? 10 plus 5. You cannot add a string with a number. So this part will throw an error from. We have this error. The error is there. Now let's convert this 5 to a string also. And although it's not going to throw an error, but the result will be funny. Right? So let's say the user entered 10. It's going to give it, you will be age, which is 10, because it's a string, it will join them together, plus 5, it will concatenate that 10 with 5, that is 105 years in 5 years time. It's going to give us, it will be 105 years in 5 years time. Do you understand it, sir?
Yes.
Okay. But that's not what we want. We want it to add this 5 to it. So there are different ways we can solve it. We can say maybe the result equals to, let's convert this age to integer. A second, please. A second, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, and
I thought I paused this time. Okay. I got this charge. So let's say age is whatever the user enter, we are converting into an integer. So because it's an integer, we can easily add 5 to it. So let's say the user entered 10, this becomes 10 plus 5. The result will be 15. So you can put result here. Do you get it, sir?
yes.
But this will still to an error because result is an integer. You cannot concatenate an integer with this string here. So we now convert this now to a string. So this result here, we are converting it to a string so that we can concatenate it with this and this also. Do you get it, sir? So this is giving us 15 years in 5 years time. Any question?
No.
Okay, so another approach we could have used is this. We can do it like this. So when the user enters age, we are converting to an integer. Let's say 10. Age is 10. It will first do this part. Age plus 5. 10 plus 5, that's 15. We are converting that 15 to a string. Then it can now concatenate this with the rest.
That's right.
Can I move forward, sir?
That's more straightforward.
Okay,
Yes.
this is more straightforward.
Than going before to result,
Okay.
then result to string.
Okay. So this is how concatenation works, but there's a better way to concatenate. There's a better way. So we can concatenate like this. This is one way to concatenate using this plus symbol. In fact, it's the symbol for concatenation. Plus does two things in Python. It adds and it concatenates. If it sees two numbers, it will add them. If it sees two strings, it will concatenate them. But if one of them is a number and the other is a string, it will throw an error. It won't do anything. It will throw an error. So another way to concatenate is to use the formats. Let's look at these formats. In fact, I think there are even some other ways aside the formats. One even just came to my mind now. But this one that I'm about to mention is what I love using the most because it is cleaner. It is cleaner. Let's go back to this name. I want to display my name is Tai, so I can say now you first have put F. This F stands for format. Format. Then you can now put your quotes. You put F before the quotes. If the F is not there, what I'm about to do will not work. So, I mean, if I just say my name is, if I say my name is name, this will not work because this will just give me my name is name, right? So, but to see this variable, I want Python to see this name as a variable and not as a text. So I'll put this inside curly braces like this.
What did you call it?
Curly braces. Like curly brackets.
Curly
Yes.
braces.
Yes, sir. Curly braces.
Okay, that's that form of bracket. Okay.
Yes. So I put inside curly braces like, but like I said, this will not work because we did not put that F. If you run this code, you just see my name is, in fact, you see the exact way it's written. My name is this. But now we put F at the beginning here. And we run the same code again.
So within the bracket, not at the back of the bracket. The F is within the brackets.
Yes, within the brackets, sir. Yes, sir.
Just at the beginning of the
Quotes.
quotes.
Exactly, yes, sir. At the beginning of the quote. So my name is name. Inside these curly braces, I can put simple Python codes, it will work fine. So in fact you can do some arithmetic operation. So let's do this part. What we did here. Let's do it with this approach. Point you will be f so this is more straightforward. You'll be h plus 5. You don't need to put plus to close, like put plus before this double quote, like after this double quote, then put another plus here to join this with this. No, you just cite it the exact way you want it to show. Then when you want to mention variable, you put the variable inside curly braces. Inside these curly braces, you can write simple Python code and it will work fine. So these two lines will give you the same thing. Any questions, sir?
So we don't need to convert the h plus 5 to string anymore.
No, we don't need to. We don't need to. Both of them give us the same result.
Why is that? Let me see. Why do we not need to convert the h plus 5 to string again?
Son?
I said I'm just thinking, is it because of the curly something that converts that h plus 5 to string automatically?
Yes. So what this curly braces does is that whatever you put here, like if this age were to be, let's assume this age were to be a string right from beginning. This string, let's say 10 plus 5, it cannot add them together. This will throw an error here. Right. But if it's already an integer, it can add them together here. Then whatever result is, it can handle, it knows how to, anything outside this curly braces, it knows how to link whatever is inside this curly braces with things outside of it without any problem, irrespective of the data type of this curly braces itself, whatever is inside it. The only problem is that the things inside this curly braces must be well managed. If this is a string and this is an integer, then there's no way it can add them together. Around this now. You have this error, it cannot add them together. But if this is an integer or a float, so you now say 10 plus 5, that is 15, that becomes 15.0 because of this float. 15.0, it will know how to undo it with this one, with other things outside of it. Do you get it?
Yes.
Let's play with this a bit. So let's say name. Yeah, let's say name. Enter your name. Let's say school. Enter your school. Let's say department. So I want to display result like this. Dear, so let's say dear Taye, you are studying, let's say computer science in, let's say UI. Let's say dear Taye, you are studying computer science in UI. That is, dear name, you are studying department in school. Do you get it, sir? Do you understand it, sir?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So it's going to be like this. Dear name, you look at the way I put this comma, like you just write it the exact way you want it to show. You are studying departments in school. So let's run this code. Enter your name. Enter your school. Let's say enter your department. Let's say computer science. Dear Taye, you are studying computer science in OU. So this is concatenation. Now, another way to still concatenate, we looked at two ways. Like these are the two that we're going to be using most times, especially this one. But another way to still concatenate is to use multiplication sign. Multiplication sign. Well, you will hardly use this third approach because it is not as useful as the two we've looked at earlier. So if I say twins Taye times 5, what this is going to do is that it's going to multiply Taye by 5. What does that mean? It will display Taye 5 times. Taye. If this were to be a string, it's not going to work. Cannot multiply sequence by non-int of type string. It's not going to work. But if this were to be a number and this is a string, it will multiply them. In fact, if I do it like this, 6 times 10, it's going to display 6 10 times. Remember when we did data type, I explained that the data type of a variable tells Python how to process the variable. So because it is a string, it's going to multiply it by 10. That is, it's going to display it 10 times. But if it were to be like this is going to give us 60. 6 times 10, 60. But because this is a string, it's not going to, although it is 6, right, but the 6 is a string, it's not a number. So it will display it 10 times. Any questions, sir? So this is concatenation. This is what it's about. Now, assignment. So instead of giving a new assignment, I will add it to the already existing assignments. So in the current assignment, you are displaying balance, right? So what you're going to do is this: just display, instead of just displaying balance. Let's say initially the balance was 100,000, and the user withdrew, let's say 20,000. The balance should be 80,000. So you should print out 80,000. But instead of just printing out 80,000, now you're going to print out your balance is 80,000 naira. Did you get it, sir?
Yes.
Your balance is 80,000 naira like this, right? So this is how you're going to undo it. Then, if you deposit a particular amount of money, let's assume I deposited 10,000 to this 80,000. My balance should be 90,000 now. It will tell me deposit successful. Your new balance, your current balance is 90,000 naira. Any questions, sir?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll stop here today. Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.